Hello comrades and friends, and welcome to another episode of Grixis Grind. So the ban announcement has come in, and Field of the Dead is going to be banned on the 24th onward, which really does shake up the meta, and it was a ban that people saw coming. But the ban gives us three questions to ask. The first one is, what beats Blue-Green X, or Bant Oko? Secondly, what is being held back by Field of the Dead? And thirdly, how will it affect us? So, my prediction, and the general prediction around the Spikes Reddit, is that Oko, so Bant Oko, or Blue-Green X, is still going to be Tier 1. Therefore, Veil of Summer is going to be a problem, and they will be running 4 of, because lots of ways to get rid of Oko is black Planeswalker removal. Which does mean that Grixis Fires will be better because they can run Prison Realm, and we can't. So we need removal that isn't black, which is going to be very difficult for us, because it needs to be fast enough to be able to play, as well as reliable enough that we can play it. Next part is what other decks will be good and that are being held back by Field of the Dead. Selesnya Adventures is good, and it is also good versus Oko, because the tokens that it makes are like 1/1s and the like, and they can trade with those. Well, the Oko's +1 isn't really removal for it. So with that happening, we will probably need more board wipes. So maybe another Ritual of Soot main board. Maybe there'll be other cards, which I'll get into. Next, Esper Stax. This was a deck that was really in favor before Field of the Dead became a big thing, because Esper Stax loses really hard to Field of the Dead. But with Field of the Dead gone, Esper Stax might see a resurgence. So I have the 3 sample deck lists of what they have running currently before the ban. So if we have a look first at Selesnya Adventures, we can see that they have lots of cheap creatures that Oko doesn't want to turn into 3/3s, and will try to outvalue. Have Questing Beast, which is good versus Oko, but also not really, because he makes his 3/3 blockers. They have Conclave Tribunal, which deals with Oko, and they have, a pretty good top end with Loxodon, Trostani, Questing Beast, and it's still really fast. So, they have lots of cheap creatures. So, Ritual of Soot is going to be really good. But another thing to look at, humans, fairy, human, and then human token. So that's interesting. Next one is Esper Stax. So they have removal, they have draw and draw, graveyard, interact with the graveyard, more draw, and of course the signature card of the deck, Doom Foretold. With Doom Foretold, if it comes back, Doom Foretold makes you sacrifice in your upkeep. And Blue-Green X, since it's in blue-green, it can run Tamiyo. And so Tamiyo makes people unable to sacrifice permanents or discard cards, which is really good versus Doom Foretold. So we'll probably, if Doom Foretold becomes a thing, we'll probably see Tamiyo being played main board to combat that. Which is going to make it even harder for us in Grixis, because things like Angrat's Rampage, Thought Erasure, those are sacrifice and discard spells. Finally, we have the big bad, Bant Oko. So, yeah, this is a, it's essentially the first Bant Oko deck that I found online. It's not necessarily the one that's being played, but you get the general idea. It runs 4 Oko, it runs 4 Nissa, it runs 4 Untitled Goose Game, it runs 4 Grixis. And it runs, of course, 4 Once Upon a Time. So it might run Tamiyo in sideboard against Esper if Esper becomes powerful. It will definitely be running probably more than 2 Veil of Summer, because since that's going to be the deck to beat, we'll need to have ways to kill it, and so they'll need ways to counter that. Otherwise, since it's the deck to beat, we will have to talk about some of the cards that we need to keep an eye on. So, if Esper becomes a big thing, we want Witching Well. Why? Because it's a permanent, starters, it scries, and later on in the game we can sacrifice it to draw 2 cards. Or we can pay 5 mana to scry 2, draw 2 cards. Since we use Fires of Invention, we won't be using our mana as much, hopefully. So that, if against stacks, can be really useful. Duress deals with Oko, deals with Nissa, deals with Doom Foretold. It doesn't deal with too much from Selesnya Adventures, which is a bit unfortunate. But we might, we'll probably run them run it sideboard, depending on how prolific Bant Oko and possibly Esper Stax is. We might be running up to 2 of these main board. Up to 2. This is a bit of the hidden tech that I've added in. Sorceress Spyglass. You can name Oko with it, and even though it's an artifact, they can't use Oko's +1 abilities or anything like that, because it's an activated ability. They can't activate the ability of Oko. Or if you're up against Esper, or if they don't have any Oko, you can name Nissa, or you can name Teferi 3, yada yada yada. Sorcerer's Spyglass is going under the radar of a lot of people right now, and I really think it could be good. Angrat's Rampage, it's an effective way to on turn 2 to deal with an Oko, or a Teferi. That being said, if they have Veil of Summer, it's not going to work out. If you are up against any deck that runs multiple creatures, it's not going to do very well either. Thought Erasure, of course, we're keeping it, but we need to keep in mind that Veil of Summer is probably going to be run more in sideboards. The Elder Spell, again, we currently run 1 in sideboard. Depending on how Planeswalker focused the meta becomes, because Grixis Fires is getting a little bit of a buff due to Field of the Dead leaving, so we might see more of those. We could possibly be putting more Elder Spell in our sideboard. Noxious Grasp deals with Teferi, Oko, and Nissa, and Tamiyo, but the problem is that it's a black spell, and they have Veil of Summer. So we might be running Noxious Grasp, but we have to be careful because Veil of Summer is going to be such a key card in the oncoming days. Negate, we might be running this in sideboard, even though it doesn't do well at all versus 3 mana Teferi, because Oko can feasibly get 3 mana Teferi out on turn 2. which would just destroy us. But if we have blue open, we can Mystical Dispute a Teferi. You can also Mystical Dispute an Oko. All you need is the one blue, and it's sort of like that. It's sort of like running Spell Pierce, except a little bit better against blue. When you had it in your opening hand, usually it was really good. If you didn't have it in your opening hand and you drew it later on in the game, generally speaking, it was a dead draw. So Mystical Dispute could be useful, maybe. We'll have to see. Witch's Vengeance is another one of my hot takes. So Oko, his tokens are Elks. So you can choose Elks, and all those Elks will die. Selesnya tokens, they run lots of humans. If you choose humans, they'll die. Versus Gruul, it doesn't really hit enough things to be worth it over Ritual of Soot. But against Knights, it does hit Knights. So Mardu Knights recently went into the finals, I believe it was, in the Mythic Championship. And so people might be playing that now. Witch's Vengeance, it's really good against tribes. Ashiok and Unmod Ego will be played if the Esper Stax deck really gets off. And if it really gets off, we might even be running one Tamiyo in sideboard. Bedevil, Swift End / Murderous Rider. It does kill Oko, it does kill Nissa and the like, but it makes you lose 2 life. And the 2/3, it won't block a 3/3 Elk or a 3/3 Elemental Land. So Bedevil might be better for us to run. If Esper Stax becomes a big thing, then Murderous Rider will be better there, only because you get to have the permanent afterwards to sacrifice. But generally speaking, I think Bedevil will be better for us, and so I think I'll probably be running more Bedevil than Murderous Rider, like I currently do. The upside of Bedevil is that you can also grab it from your sideboard with Fae of Wishes, while you can't do that with Murderous Rider. Other than that, Ritual of Soot will probably run more of those, because it deals with Oko and Adventures really well. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. Anyway, those are my hot takes, and I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Thank you very much for watching, good luck in your ranked games, and I'll see you tomorrow. We will keep this, and we will dump the Bantress. Okay. Play this because the spray. Can't keep you, I'm sorry. This might be Oko. Because Paradise Druid is running Oko. Alright. Do we really want it? I'm gonna guess maybe. May as well. Oh shit. Good thing we kept it. Because I don't want to deal with a questing beast right now. They should bounce this back to hand. Sarkhan with Fair Wishes. Go 2, 4, and 3 is 7. Oh boy, we are cutting it close. But I want Sarkhan, because Sarkhan can really just win it right here, because they only have 1 toughness in their creatures. So you need them to not have a haster, essentially. And not have another Brazen Borrower in hand. Or an Oko. Oko gives them the 1 point of damage that they need. Oh no, it doesn't, never mind. Ooh, Ritual of Soot. Beautiful.
Your end has arrived. There is no peace in defeat.
I wonder what they have. Well, if it's a Brazen Borrower, we're safe. We want you. And only you. We're dead if it's a Question Beast. Flawless. We're gonna minus for the dragon.
Spark mine. All the cosmos are mine to control. I summon you.
And we'll be attacking with ease and keeping dragons in the back now. It's way safer. Get that for life. Oh my god, 2 life. It could be the difference between life and death. At this point in the game, anyway. So we have lethal right now. We've set up for lethal. And we get it. Okay. That doesn't save them.
I am Scala's vengeance, and I'm coming for you next.
Really?
Magnificent!
So we're up against, looks like Simic Oko. Simic Food, as it's also called sometimes, but it's blue-green Oko. What do we want then? We might want the power guns, just so we can gain life. Alright, and we will take out probably Chandra. So they run lots of elementals that she doesn't really deal with. Well, this looks pretty good. We can play almost everything in our hand. Yes. Hello. Hello. As they do in Dark Souls. We should have played the Blood Crypt. Oh no, doesn't really make any difference. That's a very strange inclusion. Well, we're pretty chill then. Just have to keep Murderous Rider open, I guess. I don't really want to bust it on a little ass pixie. Alright, well I might bust on the little ass pixie because it's pinging us. I don't want to get pinged down by little shit. We need to get some life. So they can either gust our bolus. I'm gonna play Narset.
Past, present, and future. Hone your prowess.
That's a pretty good thing. So shock in for. So I think they have a Brazen Borrower in hand. I'm psychic. I am so psychic. Yeah, it's not bad actually, to be honest.
Train harder.
Zero it up. So they bottomed it, which is pretty good for us. Now, we know they have that Aether Gust, so we might just play Bolus to force it out of them. We have a Bolus already. I think it's the best decision to actually put it on bottom. as long as we leave mana open for the devil. Fair Wishes isn't so bad, to be honest. But we do need the mana, so I think we might get the mana. And we'll leave the devil open, which we'll probably use on the borrower. Unless they do that. So we're now going to bedevil Vivian.
Listen to the sounds of the wild.
Yep.
We're fit enough to survive.
And this is why we took the land, so then we can play Liliana and minus.
This much.
We'll play the temple after we draw,
The undead make great minions.
because we're not going to be able to play what we draw anyway right now.
They were a lousy servant, I guess.
That wasn't a very good draw. But who knows? If they draw a... never mind. So we win. So that's a good way to end the video. So thank you very much for watching. Good luck in your ranked games, and I hope you have a really nice day.